Hello! I wanted to talk about the bare essentials that you need when you're traveling with a baby. That would be, I'll say, 1 and under. My daughter is only 10 months, but I'm gonna guess that 1 and under, this would be what you'd want and this would be okay. I travel a lot. Anyone who knows me knows that I've spent the majority of the past 7 years traveling around the world and living in different places. So I like to think of myself as an expert traveler. When I had a baby, everyone was saying, oh, don't pack too much when you travel in your carry-on. Don't pack too much, you're not gonna need it. And I did take that advice to heed when I went on my first flight with Emmeline. But I still felt like I had a lot of stuff. I had wipes, I had a changing pad, I had toys, I had different things. It wasn't a lot, but it was still more than I'd like to have. I mean, it was a little cumbersome for my liking. So I want to talk about the bare essentials that you should have in your carry-on when you travel with a baby that's 1 and under. The first thing that you really need to have with you is some kind of food. If your baby is breastfeeding, you don't really need to worry about food that much in your carry-on, depending on how long your flight is, because your baby's breastfeeding. If you're using formula, obviously you need to bring that with you. If you don't feel comfortable breastfeeding your baby on the plane, just bring the milk with you, or a way you can express it. You do maybe, depending on how long your flight is, want to bring some baby-friendly snacks with you, but I think you can buy these in the airport when you're there, and in a little plastic bag, maybe a banana and something else that your baby can eat. Again, that depends on how long your flight is and what kind of food you get served on the plane. The second item that you really need to have with you is a nappy or diaper, depending on what country you're in, how you say it. So you can either bring your cloth, if you're really brave and you want to bring cloth nappies on your flight, more power to you. I don't recommend it because it gets heavy. Obviously you don't want to throw them away, and then you have to wash them when you're traveling. When we travel, we use disposable nappies. Not the best for the environment, but that's easiest. Definitely have nappies with you. You cannot always buy them in airports. Bring them, and bring more than you think you're going to need. They won't go to waste. The next thing that I think that you need to have with you, and this is the next things I'm only saying bring with you in case your baby gets sick. Do not be the kind of person that forgets about that, and don't be the kind of person that's over-optimistic thinking, oh, it's summer, we'll never get sick. I have traveled with a sick baby, unfortunately, and it's terrible. So, on top of you feeling really bad for your baby, there's a lot that can happen to you. If you are breastfeeding your baby, even if you're not breastfeeding them as their #1 source of food and you're breastfeeding, you need to be ready for that. Bring a breast pump with you when you travel. Even if you're gone for a week, bring it with you. I made that mistake, did not bring my breast pump with me to Norway, and I had a very sick baby. This caused a lot of problems for me. I was also sick. Yes, you can hand express, but when you have a fever and you don't feel good, it is not the nicest thing. So I bought just a manual breast pump. I don't think, if you have an electric one and you want to bring it, great. But if you don't want to bring that, or you don't have one, I think just a manual breast pump is all you're going to need, because Emmeline did not want to nurse and you don't want mastitis. So I definitely recommend bringing one. This is the Advent, I think. Or Advent, I don't know, Advent manual breast pump. It's really small, it's super lightweight for traveling, and it's perfect. Throw it in your bag. Do not let them check your breast pump. If you are going on a plane and you're for some reason you're that unlucky person and it doesn't fit, do not let them check your bag with your breast pump in it. Take it out if you have a connecting flight. Sometimes they forget to give it back to you and they check the bag through. This has happened before, not to me thankfully, but keep your breast pump with you. Don't ever let them check it. So keep that. The other thing that you should always have with you, which we did not, is some kind of baby Tylenol. Yes, it's good for babies to have a fever because it shows that their immune system is working, and of course, but if you're on a plane and you have a flight ahead of you, it's really going to be uncomfortable for that baby to be traveling without any kind of relief. So I definitely would recommend getting some kind of baby Paracetamol or Tylenol or whatnot to reduce the fever for when they are flying. The other thing it can also do is if you are in another country and your baby gets a fever, the first thing you probably want to do is see if they will react to Tylenol or some kind of medicine as a fever reducer. If you give it to them and their fever does go down, it's probably not bacterial. And that's probably what they're going to tell you if you go to the doctors or call the emergency line. So I would recommend having that with you. Obviously, if you're on the plane, you can't buy it. You can maybe get it in some airports, but not always. And then when you're traveling, obviously you can buy it somewhere else. But if you have a small bottle with you, why not? That brings me to my next thing. You could bring a thermometer with you. We have 2 different kinds. You don't have to. I mean, if your baby has a fever, it's pretty obvious. You're gonna know. But it might, depending if you're flying to Australia, maybe you want a thermometer with you. Personally, I wouldn't bring one because if I know if Emmeline has a fever, I don't need a thermometer to tell me. And then when we land, we can always go to the store and pick one up. But if you're really concerned, maybe. You definitely want to bring an extra outfit with you. At least one. Because if your baby has an explosion, you don't want them sitting in poopy clothes. You definitely want an extra outfit. Absolutely. So that goes on the list. And obviously, bring your wallet with your credit cards, but bring some cash with you too. You don't know, and keep that cash on you. Keep it on your body. I've had people who have put their wallets in their carry-on. They had a connecting flight. Their carry-on accidentally got checked onto their flight, and they didn't have any money. You don't want that to happen when you have a baby. Keep your wallet, keep a little bit of cash, maybe one of your cards on your person. Don't put it in your carry-on. And that's really it. You do not need wipes. You don't need a changing mat. You don't need toys. The best toy ever for Emmeline on the plane was a magazine. If you forget baby toys, baby wipes, things like that, you're going to be absolutely fine. There's so much things for baby to look at. I mean, it would be easier if you brought them, but you don't have to have them with you. You'd be totally fine. And the thing that I recommend the most is bring a baby carrier if you're going to the airport. We have 2. We have this style. We have a ring sling. We also have a Mai Tai carrier. Bring some sort of carrier with you. It is so much easier. You can just strap the baby on. You've got your hands. You don't have to worry about anything. You do have to take it off when you go through security, but that's it. So finally, here's my small purse. I'm going to fit everything that I need in there. So if we're in a hurry, we've got some nappies. I've thrown in the breast pump. I'm going to put in the baby Tylenol. I've got an extra outfit that I'm putting in. And I will throw in one of the thermometers, why not, just in case. I know you can hear Emily. And then I'm just going to take one of the carriers. So, obviously I would have a lot more nappies in here. Oh, my wallet, don't want to be one of those people. I would definitely fill this with nappies. More nappies than I could, but here is my purse with everything I need inside. And here's my carrier, and there, I'm ready for my flight. No stress. So if you do forget something, don't worry about it. You don't really need any more than this. And that's that. So hopefully that helps some people out that are worried about flying. And if you don't want to bring your breast pump on the plane, you can always buy one when you're away, but that's expensive. And that's why I recommend bringing one. And that's that. So I hope that helps. If you've got any questions, go ahead and comment below, or anything that you think I've left off the list that you really need to bring with you. Thanks everyone.